What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the second part of our interview with Brent McLennan of the Broken Spokes. Really happy he came back. We're going to kind of cut the intro down since you already kind of know what's going on, but we'll just go through our basic housekeeping real quick, and then we'll get to the second part of the conversation, man. First up, Broken Spokes are going to be out playing some shows. This Friday, they'll be at the White Horse in Austin, Texas. Check that out. Then on May 28th, they'll be out in Palacios, Texas at the Outrigger Event Center. June 3rd, they'll be at the White Elephant Saloon with Jamie Richards. That's in Fort Worth. Then on June 16th, talk about in this episode, Brewster Street Ice House downtown in Corpus Christi. They'll be headlining a show there before heading down to Port Bolivar. Actually, they're heading to Crystal Beach. People call it the Bolivar Peninsula. As a local, it's Crystal Beach. They're playing Stingery Restaurant and Marina in my hometown, man. It'll be a great show to go see. Then June 24th, they're going to be swinging to Round Top, which is, believe it or not, in Round Top, Texas. August sees them on tour around the country. Check out dates and go see them there. Now to get to our housekeeping. First off, as always, if you like what you hear, please subscribe to the podcast and tell a friend about it. It's the best way for all of us to keep this going. Second, if you like the Broken Spokes, you like any of the bands we talk about, go follow them on your streaming network of choice. That helps with finding new venues to play and to reach new audiences. Finally, if you want to see us, well, here's your opportunity. We got one show left in May. That will be at Ronnie's Ice House with Grifters and Chills and Whiskey Dick. Again, we did that show in December. It killed, and it will do so again, even without us, man. Grifters and Chills and Whiskey Dick, bring it. On June 10th, we'll be out at the Naughty Beaver Hut in Crystal Beach, Texas for like a locals festival kind of deal. Clancy Jones, Michael Farrell, and more will be playing. And then later in June, we'll be heading out to New Mexico. We'll be doing 2 nights in Albuquerque, the first at Pokey Pokey Cevicheria, and the second night will be at Ponderosa Brewing. That's June 16th and 17th. Then June 18th, we'll be in Silver City, New Mexico at the Little Toad Creek Brewery and Distillery. Then to close out June, we'll be playing on June 23rd at Shoeshine Charlie's Big Top Lounge with The March Divide and Two Fists. We're really looking forward to that. And on the 24th, we'll be headlining the Baytown Ace District Summer Music Festival. That will include Grifters and Chills, Daniel Lynn, Tony James, Michael Mike, and Nolan Shanks. That kicks off at 5. So that's it. All we got for now, man. Let's get to the interview. And for those of y'all who made it through both weeks, seems fitting, we got this tune for you. It's called Waiting So Patiently, which we know all y'all have done for the last week. So hope you enjoy it, and we'll see you on the other side, man. Bye-bye.
Waiting so patiently to tell me what it all means. My heart can't take this anymore. It keeps asking what we're doing this for. I remind myself of the time when you loved me before. Ooh, it's killing me, waiting so patiently. Waiting so patiently to tell me what it'll be. My heart can't take this anymore. It keeps asking what we're doing this for. I remind myself of the time when you loved me before. Ooh, it's
And my thing was like, oh, once the product is there, all this other crap is going to take care of itself.
Right, exactly.
Furthest thing from the truth, bro. It's the furthest thing from the truth. It's funny, like, it pisses me off, but like, you're better off like building the facade, right? So like you look cool online, right? So from afar, your YouTube, your Twitter, right? Your videos, your all this stuff that you build that's not going to see shows. That's the entry into. I'm telling you right now, you want to talk about music in the minor leagues. You want to get into the gate to get a real shot to do something. That is the cost of entry. Because if you don't have that, they're not even going to look. I will show you. They won't look at you. They won't even consider you.
No.
Which I'm over here going, what? When did it? What? I thought. When did music stop being about what's good and bad? And they're like, well, and if you understand it from the venue perspective or the buyer perspective, they're like, dude, I get hit with so much stuff. I mean, you know how it is, right? I can't listen to all this stuff, so I'm gonna go in here. I'm gonna look at your website.
Yep.
Does it look pro?
Yeah. How many followers?
Then I'm gonna say, okay, where are you playing?
Right.
Are these venues similar to my venue? Are you in the same stratosphere? Are you playing venues that I would consider peer venues to ours? Okay, yes. Then I'm gonna look at your stuff to say, what's your platform?
Yep.
I want to know what your monthly listeners are on Spotify. I want to see what your followers are on Instagram, Twitter. How active are you in terms of marketing? If all that checks out, then I'll listen to the music.
Right.
But like if those don't check out, I'm done. I'm not looking at it anymore.
Yeah, it's not like back in the day when it was like you just sent your press kit and like hopefully you're going to listen to it. Right. Now it's like don't waste your time. Like I need to know.
Well, and it's funny. Like I heard a podcast a long time ago. I can't remember who did it, but there was a panel thing at Steamboat because Ashley, who books us, was a part of it. And one of the buyers there was like from a venue, and he was like, "Look, they had one of the Red 11 booking guys in there too." And he was in there, and he was like, "Hey, man, I've got 15 dates or whatever, 14, 12 dates a month that we book at our club. These guys, I could book every Red 11 artist that they ask us to book, and I would fill up every date for all year, all the time, and I would tell 12 of them no, that I don't have a date." So he's like, I'm not trying to be like, this is what you're up against, right? Like, right, yeah, right. When you kind of come in here and you try to get a gig, like I'm just trying to give you the reality of our situation and how this works, right? Right. Yeah. And again, like I said, that machine is rolling, and it's like it's hard to kind of figure out how do we fit in that? What do we do?
Yeah, it's like, and how do you jump into it? You know, because if you're not hitting the ground running, like...
Well, but there's people like where, like you said, if you have all the facade stuff, you'll get a chance. I'm still a firm believer, and I still think it's true that if you're not good enough, it won't last.
No, you'll get your one time.
You'll be exposed, you know what I mean, at some point, right?
You'll get your one time through that venue.
But you'll get a shot, right? Yeah. Whereas if you don't do any of that, you don't know anybody personally that's there, you're probably not even getting a shot.
No, and you could be a great band. And it's
an amazing band. Because like we do that all the time where we'll come places, and I understand because I've been a road guy, I've done some of that stuff, right? I know we show up on time, we do everything they ask us to do, we're very courteous and nice to everybody. So, and then we play, and people are like, "Oh my God, holy cow, this was awesome!" And man, those guys were great. They were really nice, and man, they played awesome. Like, all right, let's do this again. And I'm like, yeah, I've been trying to tell you for the last 2-ish years that this was going to be cool. I'm really glad. So let's go right now, open your book, and let's find another.
Let's have that conversation.
You know what I mean?
I'm here. You're here.
Right. But I mean, that's kind of how it's gone. You know, like that's how it's gone.
And it's just so funny because the way the whole process has changed. I mean, it's such a different beast now. And we've talked about this in previous, just the consumerism of music has changed so quickly.
1,000%.
You know, we've talked about the whole idea of an album. For a lot of people, for consumers, like, I don't want your album. Just give me the single. What do you want me to hear? Like, that's how they want it. Right. But as artists, we're like, but I want to give you an album. Right. I want you to have this experience. They're like, I don't really care about your experience. I just want to hear this song.
Right. And it's funny, think back even with you, right? Because that's how we grew up in consuming music, was an album or a CD, right? The whole thing.
Right.
Yeah. But I mean, even when the CD or whatever came past to cassette tape, right? You listen through to it. I don't know about you, but I would probably listen through it a handful of times. And depending on the album, I'm like, okay, these are the songs I dig. Yeah. Right. So then I already was back to then I would start being like, okay, I'm going to listen to my favorite songs. Then I'll listen to the rest. And then slowly but surely I was like, all right, now I'm just listening to the songs I like right now. The next album's come out, right? And I'm like, okay, I'm going to burn a CD, right? And this will have all the ones I like from this album and all the ones I like from that one. And it's going to be a no doubt listen to the whole thing, no matter when thing. And so we kind of did that, but we're in a different day and age, right? Where it's like, you can go do that.
Yeah.
We say that, but we're looking at it as like music lovers. All of my friends, sisters and stuff like that, they went out and bought cassette singles of the one song by the one artist they like. They didn't go buy the whole Salt and Pepper album. They went and bought just let's talk about sex and push it and stuff. Come on. And so it's been a lot of people who are just singles, especially the 90s kind of burned a lot of people. I mean, you know, you got Sugar Ray, like, oh, I love that Fly song.
Oh my gosh.
And then the rest of the album's like,
dude,
and it was
mean machine. What the?
Right. And you're like, where's the rest of this Fly music at? And, you know, so I mean, our age group, you know, reap what they sow.
Or you bought the album Follow the Leader by Korn, and the first 18 tracks were empty. And you're like, what is this crap? I have a broken CD. And then you get to track 19, like, oh, there's the album. It started there.
Thanks for your $9.99.
So funny.
Yeah.
Why did I
They were so edgy for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's always been, it's cycles. I mean, you think about music, you know, when kind of all these early country music and pop things started, it was a complete singles game.
Oh, yeah.
You finished recording that one song, you ran down the radio station, you handed it to the DJ with a $10 bill and ran back to the studio, and they took their $10 and they played your album.
Yeah.
Or your single.
It's been kind of wild with this album, right? Because you're always way more critical of your art than anyone else is.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And again, I've heard you talk about this before too. I think I value the opinion and the recognition of my peers far more, like just me, than any other person. And I have my people that I really look up to, right? That I'm like, if this person likes this, I really feel good, right? About like, oh man, like he likes it, right? Because again, I know what he likes, and he likes really good stuff, right? And depending on who they are, right? Yeah. You know, that's one of the things I do love about Gabe Wooten. He's been such a mentor to me, right? But he'll be honest with me. But he knows I'm not going to cry about it, right? Usually I'll be like, well, why do you not like it? And he'll be like, well, here's why. And there's sometimes I will be like, agree to disagree.
Yeah.
You curmudgeon old man, I'm going to stand on the lawn, and that's what lawns are for. They're for standing. No, but there's a lot of times where I'm like, oh, I didn't. And he's like, no. And I'm like, I didn't even think of that, or I wasn't under, you know, or you know, he sees something that I didn't or whatever, right? And he's like, well, here's what I got from it. And I'm like, well, that's not at all what I was hoping you would take from it. So clearly, right, I need to improve. But being able to say, hey, you know, do you like all this? Do you not? But going back to the record, a lot of people had said, I really like all of the songs. And that's crazy, because I'm not kidding you, dude. We're the worst ever with like recording new stuff, because we're always so busy doing stuff that, like, you know, we all have day jobs and whatnot, a lot of us, right? And we have families and we have all this other stuff going on. So like sometimes when I've done 2 shows in a weekend and we have a rehearsal and I got to put Facebook posts up, and then we got to do merch, and I've got online orders. I got to, like, and don't get me wrong, I'm very thankful. It's amazing that we get to do it, but I'm lazy, right? I want to get my Taco Bell and go watch old South Park and not write or do something. And so when we recorded that album, we really were like, okay, is this enough for an album? How many we got?
Maybe
no, we got to need one, at least one more, right? You know what I mean? But I mean, it was like that kind of thing. Yeah. And that's usually a recipe for like not good things to happen, right? When you're just like, true. But I mean, I think we felt like we liked all the songs, right? I think some of them we would have liked to have been doing them more as a band before we tried to record them. There's a few of them we just kind of worked up in Kevin's studio.
Oh wow!
The Jason James tune and some of the other ones we like. He was like, let's just work this up here and record it.
You know, sometimes that's some of the cooler stuff. For, you know, you'll find people listening. I was like, man, I really like that, because it feels more natural,
right? Because you're so, like, again, we're so close to it, and like overthinking every detail of things and whatnot, and this and that. And a lot of people have been like, I just love all the tracks, which is like, I don't know. I'm like, I'm like, are you not a good music fan? Like,
right? Am
like,
I a chimney? Are you blowing smoke in my ass?
But it's kind of cool that I'm like, I don't know how we pulled that off. Kind of, you know what I mean? I'm like, we definitely don't want to do that again, because I'm like, our number will come fast and swift on that. You know what I mean? Where they're like, well, on this one we like kind of half of them, and we'll be like, yeah, kind of half of them are good and half of them are.
I have to agree with you,
it's
sir.
that whole. It's a great Sunday morning record, doing stuff like, just get up, get you ready for the day.
It reminds me of my teen slavery years, where my mom would make us clean the house on Saturday mornings. She would put on music, so we would be.
So it's not punishment.
Yeah, so it wasn't quite punishment.
It's cool for me, because, like, you know, to go back to the late 90s, I brought this up with Gabe. Like, there's this, you know, my grandmother was a bartender in Port Arthur, so she grew up Beaumont area. Yeah. So, like, times
a lot of music came out of that
area,
like,
you know, when I'm a little kid, and she's like, yeah, George Jones used to come in there all the time and sing at this place. I mean, my grandma was born in 22, and I'm like, or 24. Yeah, so, you know, I was always like, sure, Grandma, okay. And then you start list stuff, you're like, oh yeah, no, that was totally the time that dude was just going around singing in bars and doing this, and all the people coming through there. So she was always like, listen to all this. Anytime we were at Grandma's house, it was old country breakdown, and not just old country, but I was like, and this is this person, this was recorded here, and this is great, like, this is awesome song. So yeah, so when I got to like the 90s, we used to go to Satellite Lounge a lot.
Hell yeah.
And then we first time went there, like, saw this band, the Hollisters, play there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Which
Mike
was
Barfield, dude, yeah.
And it was kind of like that whole, like,
yeah, kind of similar and very
when we
similar in
heard
spirit to
y'all-
what we do, right?
Yeah, and I was just like, dude, not only is this like country that happens in venues beyond, because again, I would see like Bear Jr. and like, more rock bands and stuff at Satellite. I mean, we see Sunvolt, stuff like that there. But it was just kind of like, okay, then they come out like straight up traditional country, like telly bass, drums and vocals and acoustic. And it was just like, at the point I was the whole like, get country out of the country kind of kid. Like, I'm here to rock. And I was like, oh my God, this is like stuff my grandma used to listen to. This is great. And these dudes can all play the hell out of their instruments.
Oh, yeah.
So it was kind of the same deal first time seeing y'all. I was like, okay, these dudes could all play the hell out of their instruments, and it all sounds, so it's that kind of, I don't know, I still feel like it's country, but I think the audience appeal kind of defies genres, and that.
Well, to me, it's like, it's nostalgic, but it's nostalgic in it harkens you back to like a happy, more calm, peaceful, simple time in your life, no matter. So I've seen it on all fronts, right? So you see the older guy that's like, hey man, where did you kids learn to play that or whatever? And he's like, man, I'm gonna tell you right now, that makes me think about, and he just like, when I was younger, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, now that we're getting older, right? We're doing it right now, right? The like, man, remember how cool, and he'd go back and he stopped and he's like, man, it just took me back to that, and I was thinking about it, and I feel that feeling that I felt then, and I thought about things that I hadn't thought about in a really long time, and it was great. And we're like, get over here, give me a hug. This is what we want to do. And then the younger people are like, man, I'm not a huge country music fan, but this was cool. But it reminds me of my grandpa, right? We used to sit out on the porch, and he would sit out there and he'd do this dip or whatever, and he'd whittle his wood or whatever, and we'd talk or whatever. And at the time, I didn't appreciate it, right? But man, like, him being gone or things, and then now I've got some perspective in life, and that was just such a happy time for me, right? And it makes me think about being happy and simpler, easier, happier times. And if you think about what country music kind of was to a certain extent, right? It was supposed to be kind of an outlet for the common man, like the people that were like, look, the people that didn't have a lot or happiness or things or anything in their life of saying, hey, let's find something that, right, we can, that makes us happy, right? We need to find some outlet for us to express ourselves and try to find some sort of happiness. And that's what's been kind of cool about what we do, right? Is that's what it harkens me back to. It's kind of pure, like with the music, right? It's pure, it's fairly simple, right? And we're trying to not be like ironic. Like, that's why we don't come out like with the whole show and the suits and like,
I was saying, when are the nudie suits coming out?
There's nothing wrong with that, but there's nothing wrong with that, right? I would feel like a complete asshole. I mean, I just would, like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah,
like, why does Buck Owen looks cool as hell? I look like a total asshole.
A total doucher.
Yeah, you know what I mean? But you know what I mean, right? We want to be able to say, like,
you're not a Civil War reenactment,
right? And we're not necessarily Tool, but like kind of like that theory is that spirit of like, it's not really about us, right?
Right.
We're not here to feature us. We're here to feature the music and the show and all the stuff that goes along with kind of how they've put their band together. I think we identify with that, right? And it, again, we're still always like, what's the image? You get all the business people in there. And we gotta have an image. How are we marketing it? All of this stuff goes off the image, and it's been hard for us to say, okay, you're kind of right, but like what how do we find that without like totally going too far, right? And then you'd be like, oh man, y'all had a cool thing, and this is just kind of like awkward.
You just shit all over.
You know what I mean? You ruined it.
Yeah.
It just sounds. This is packaged in corporate, and I don't know.
So this is interesting. This is not a conversation turn that I expected. That we were talking about DIY marketing and how difficult it is.
It's super hard.
I hate social media.
I hate it with a passion. Here's the deal, and there's lots of good things that it's done, but like, I'm just old school, and I grew up with West Texas farm and ranching, grandparents. People, I mean, they're like, no one gives a crap what you like. Go to work, put your boots on, and you don't put your work boots on. Yeah. You're gonna get them dirty anyway. Go out there. No one cares. No one's gonna help. Like, you got to help yourself.
Right.
Go do work. Get old school. I don't know. This Yellowstone thing's brought it all back, but like the trying to reconnect with like the basic principles that like kind of built our country, as it were, right? And so I'm like, why do you care what I had for lunch? You shouldn't care. Don't care. It doesn't matter, right?
Unless it was really good, then I want you to know about it, just because it was like really kick ass.
Right, but I'm still never. It sounds weird. I don't like a lot of attention, right? I mean, I don't really crave the spotlight. I don't.
Says the singer
I love
for
to
a
sing
band.
and perform. I know, and it may not look like that because I am completely full of shit. But like inside of me, like I'm not. They push me like, you need to go up and sing with the headliner on the thing, and I'm like, man, that's fucking cheap. I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Like, fuck that. Man, let's just. And they're like, but you got, dude, this is how they get you, and like they're like, hey, this is the guy, right? This is important for us to kind of connect with this crowd, right? It's their crowd, and we want them to think we're cool. And I'm like, okay, it's just, I hope you see a video. You're like, you're like, it's so, I feel so awkward, and I'm like, I don't know what to do with my hands. I'm like, I just want to, if I could just leave right now, I would leave. I don't want to do any of that, right?
And dude, I cannot wait to the next Broken Spoke.
Play a guitar, bro. Play as someone who plays guitar and sings.
It.
When you're not holding a guitar and singing, it's like
even when you don't play an instrument, I don't know what to do with my hands.
I don't either. You should just go George Strait style and have the guitar you kind of beat on, and rest your hands on, dude. I mean, I don't know.
Great.
Or tambourine, or do something.
There
you know
you
what I mean? Like Chris Stapleton's wife, she beats that tambourine and sings backup, dude.
There you go.
And it's all gravy.
Like the Willie T. Taylor thing, I was like, we can get Kim a tenor guitar, so it's small enough for her hands.
Yeah, I might be able to do that.
You should definitely at least sit down. That's the other thing. I wish I had an instrument where you sat down.
I used
jealous of the people that sit down.
I used to when I started playing lap steel. I did, and then Brett Robinson from Whitey Morgan in the 78s, he saw us. We opened it for them, and when I was in Grizzly Band, and he was like, "Why the hell are you sitting down?" I was like, "Well, that's what you do. You play lap steel." He goes, "Get your ass up."
Yep.
He goes, "I wish I could stand up and play." Get your ass up. So when Brett Robinson tells you to do something, you do it.
Right. Well, but that's kind of the showmanship, right? You get it and you tilt it just a little bit so they can see, and you're kind of leaned into it, man, and it's all the showmanship of it, right?
It's all flair.
Yeah, and
I don't have any flair. I think that's why I don't know what to do with my
get some
hands.
flair.
No, we do need to have like a Kim training thing happen where it's
Kim,
like,
do you just want to do the bare minimum? Because it's okay if you just want to do the bare minimum.
What I would like to do is I would like to stand in between these two with my hands on my hips.
Yeah.
Because that's how I'm comfortable standing.
Right.
Like just with my hands on my hips, looking like a mean bitch. Like that's...
We need to work on like grabbing the mic stand, like, getting some.
I want to see you come out, take it off the mic stand, and immediately just start rapping.
Right.
Yes,
Like,
40
And I'm like,
raps.
oh shit, what is about to happen?
You're like,
babe, we are not leaving. I'm
want
going
this
to
pit
see
to
what this
open
is.
up.
I mean, I don't know what is about to happen here, but I'm going to see it. It's going to be amazing. And then just sing just as pretty and beautifully as you can. And then, but just have like, I don't know, 5 or 6 turns of mic cord on your arm.
There
and
it
just
is.
maybe just put that foot up just a little on the monitor.
Yeah, just a little bit.
And just sing pretty, and I'll be like, holy shit, this is
We
unbelievable.
need to show Kim a lot of Henry Rollins footage, and just like the
Yeah, I didn't have that exposure.
leaning in, kind of flex.
Yeah.
Like,
Wait till they're playing the middle tone and just get the Henry going. Just all sweaty with your hair going everywhere. I'll be like, this is unbelievable. I'm like, this is
my hair is crazy long. That would be really
This
fun.
is how we do it.
But see, the thing is, like, if I love it, you probably should do the opposite, right? From like a business perspective, right?
The new Bright White
Right,
stage
because like
show
my thing
is
has always been like I've
interesting.
never judged music at all on what it looks like or how it's presented to a certain extent, right? There were some bands like like I remember the first time I ever saw the Gallows.
Okay.
You're familiar with the Gallows, like little English guys grind, man, like talk about like come at you and like wild little limey English dudes, sweaty English dudes, and they ripped. Holy crap, live they ripped. And I mean the dudes in the crowd basically like, if anyone comes near me, I will knock your teeth out. And I'm like, the whole place is like backing up like, whoa, right? That's cool. But like, you could be purple and be 35 feet tall and have no hair. If you open your mouth and sing amazing, I'm going to be standing there going, oh my God. Whatever that is, it's amazing.
Right.
Like, it doesn't matter what it is, right? You know what I mean? To me, I judge the music for the music. Do I love and connect with the music? I don't care about any of the show. That's why one of the first times I saw Sunvolt, I loved about it. Like, God bless fucking Jay Farrar. He walks out and he's like, hey, we're Sunvolt, man. They played 3 songs in a row. And he goes, yeah, thanks, man. See you next time. And they walked out. It was fucking amazing. He didn't say a word. That's literally all he said in the microphone. And I was like, and they just kicked out the jams. Mm-hmm. And I was like, holy shit. And God bless. So Rich, I got to give. Do you guys know Rich O'Toole, a guy named Rich O'Toole?
Yeah.
That dude fucking like
I don't know him like friends.
called me at that point and was like, hey man, I got extra tickets to this thing at the last minute. And he knew like that. He is one of the most genuine, sweet little awesome dudes ever.
Yeah.
He gets all this crazy stuff going on with him. And Rich, if you're out there, I'm going to text you. We're going to go have beers and be like, catch me up on the last 12 years of craziness of things you've done. But, that sweet little dude was like, call me that day. Come on, let's go see the show. And I remember me and him standing in the back of the Continental Club. It's packed with people. And they literally were like, yeah, hey, we're Sunvolt. They played amazing set. Thanks, man. See y'all next time.
And that was with the new lineup that has personality.
And I probably had 17 Miller High Lifes, and I've got Rich in a headlock going, this is it. He's like, I know, dude. I know, dude. Just relax.
My head hurts. Okay, can you stop?
Again, it's like great players. Like seeing them with the original lineup, like it was like watching surgery happen. The 2 brothers were just very like stoic. The only thing was their drummer when Mike Hayden was playing. He was like, "What's up, everybody? I'm playing drum."
But see, I like it too. My girls wanted to go to the rodeo this year, right? They're getting a little bigger, and so my wife loves the Turnpike Troubadours. I like the Turnpike Troubadours.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
They're good,
Yeah.
and I hadn't seen them in a while, and so we're like, let's go to that day. Well, the girls like some of those songs, right? This will be good. I can tolerate it. They can tolerate it.
Right.
Like this will be a good. It's a Saturday, perfect. And that's the thing. Like Evan, like I thought it was amazing. Like I haven't seen him a whole lot, but he just kind of really didn't talk at all.
Yeah.
And he kind of stood there and he just played the songs.
Yeah.
He didn't even really smile a whole lot, right? He just kind of played the songs, and don't get me wrong, it was cool.
Yeah.
It sounded great. They played great, right? It was cool, but it was one of those things where like, hey man, I'm just gonna play the songs here. We're just gonna be about the music. We're just gonna do the tunes. So it gives me a little bit of hope.
Yeah.
That like, you know what I mean? Like that there, some of that to a certain extent, like it's harder these days, right? To come by. But some of that stuff still exists of being able to just come out and be like, hey man, like just James McMurtry style, dude. I remember being in Steamboat, dude, one of the first times I ever saw him live with Roger. And we're in one of his tents, right? And it's all these college frat kids, dude. And he's just like, you can see on his face, he is just like, why the fuck am I here?
He looks like that every show, though.
100%, bro. And he comes out and he's just like, fuck. So then he starts tuning his guitar, opening the PA. Bow, 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 bow,
Oh, hell yeah.
bow, bow, for probably 4 or 5 minutes. Oh, like just in the PA.
There's a mute button. No, I don't need it.
And you look at him and he'd be
great.
like, I will cut your heart out if you say another word to me. I mean, just like, he's just like, all right. And he starts playing or whatever. And he plays a few songs. I'm like, God, dude, that Live in All 3. I mean, there's so much good stuff he did.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
It's great songs. And I'm like, yeah. But it's all these frat guys. And they're like, he's like, can't hear you, man. And he's like, can't hear you, man. We can't hear you, man. And he goes, look, man, to watch, you stand here. To listen, you fucking stand there. And he turns around and he's like, Jesus Christ, fucking, like to the drummer, fucking, God, this shit, fucking hurry up. And I was just like, oh my God, this is fucking unbelievable. Like, and he's just like, you'll never be invited back. And the guy was like, I wouldn't come back if you invited me.
Oh yeah. Like,
Unbelievably. I'm like, holy shit, that was fantastic. That was unbelievable. This was great. Did you see that? That guy just doesn't give a fuck about anything. It was just beautiful. But like, again, I'm not James McMurtry, so if I do that, they're like, yeah, that guy's an asshole. Everybody run out of here.
Yeah. The last night in Nashville, he came out. Him and Betty Sue played together. She came out in like a suit with a drawn-on mustache, and he came out in a dress and stuff.
Well, or like a T-shirt with like a mustard stain on it. And like,
No,
it
he
looks like
came
hadn't
out
washed
there
his
because
hair.
the whole like the laws in
yeah.
that in Tennessee came out like cross-dressed. Like I could see James McMurtry like he's just so pissed off to be anywhere. Like genuinely hates everybody. I was like, wow, that was a cool move on his part.
They better play. Where'd you get that red dress? He better play that one that night.
And apparently, one of the
man,
audience
it's good.
members tried to get him arrested. They were out and like found an officer outside. And was like, he's doing this in front of
Hey,
people.
there's a guy in here. He's dressed like a girl, man, and the law says you can't do that no more. You better go in there with your mag light and straighten him out now.
Get him dealt with.
Just beat him down. It's right. We're in
I just
Tennessee here, okay? You just can't do that.
we don't take
I
lock
just love
into
how
that.
grizzled that dude is. But yeah, see, I'm the
Good
I'm
for
from,
him.
I'm from
That's
the
God
top.
bless. It gives me faith that there's James McMurtry still in the world that are like, Gabe Wooten has a lot of James McMurtry in him. You know what I mean? I'm like, hey, bro, like more people need to hear your songs. And again, don't change you. I think people want to see you.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? But like, just sand a few edges here and there. Like, and I can see his face, and I'm like, no. I want to like walk in the crowd and be like, nope. All that's over. That interaction's over. You're gonna be sweetheart. Sit down. You be quiet. Next song. Let's go. Let's keep moving. Like, because we're. And then I'm like, you don't say anything else because this will start right back up between the now and the next song. Like, no.
We need to
and
move
again,
on.
I'm like, Gabe, you're 100% in the right, but don't do it. Don't do it. You know.
Yeah.
But that, that's the same thing where he just doesn't give a shit, and like, I'm jealous of that certain times because like we all give a little shit too much what people think sometimes, right?
Exactly.
Where that dude really doesn't, and I'm like, it sets you free, bro. If you can figure it out,
what's it
sets
like?
you free. Ask him; he'll tell you.
Right.
Sounds dangerous.
I don't know. We just,
But see, even like Shane Walker, I don't know if you talked a little bit about Shane. He was another one of these crew that we kind of connected with in College Station. Man, that dude plays, he sings, he writes incredibly good. He is insanely talented. So him and Brian Bacon put together a little album called, I think it's called if you get on Spotify, Shane Walker, The Art of Bees. God, what is it? Now Shane's like, thanks for like giving me a plug and not even know what my album's called. I have to know that it's a phenomenal, dude. It's so good, and it's just him and Brian did it. And I mean, I don't know how many people know it exists, but it's like, it's so good. It's so good. What is it? What's it called? The Quality of Bees. That's what it's called.
Okay. Yeah, because I've heard, man.
And if you like, he's a little more Wilco definitely than Sunbolt, right? In that split, but it's really good. And it's so good. He is so good. And I mean, he's another dude that, again, like Gabe, where at times where I'm like, dude, just like, I was always the one that was like trying to like kind of market, like if we could just get you to just kind of just this, and they're like, no, fuck that, I don't do that or whatever. And I'm like, but like more people need to hear this. Like we need more opportunity. You know what I mean? And he wouldn't, it's just how, and I love him to death. That's his personality. I mean, he's a true artist. They all are. Mike Messick, Messick might be the most smooth of that crew.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Gabe I'm still grateful Joel held him down and got him to record that live record, because for years it was like, dude, you need to record. Dude, you need to record.
Do you know how many times I've tried to we tried to do it for free? Like, Gabe, just come to Kevin's. We'll bring a couple of our guys, right? Because we don't want to do much anyway. Maybe you do we do it like a trio type thing, right? Where it's you, bass, and maybe a little guitar or something, or here or there. And if you hate it, fucking burn the tape.
Yeah.
And they'll do, hopefully, whatever you want them to do that within their power, right? You do it. And he's like, I don't know. It's like a funny story. Like I went down there one time when we were working on this album, and I'm like, Gabe, because I like to write with Gabe. I wish Gabe would just write all our songs. I'm like, I'll just put you as a staff writer. It would be so much easier.
There you go.
I'm like, bro, do this. I'll sing them. You write, and like everything will be good. Like we'll win because he's so great at what he does. But I look for mentoring in him of things, and he's like, he's just not very comfortable. I just don't think he's used to ever doing the whole. Which I mean, I haven't done a lot of it either. But the co-write thing, it's just not. You can tell it's not comfortable to him, right? And he's like, he's trying. He's looking to kiss him, and he's just like, hey man, I got all these red stripes, and I'm like, we will get to the red stripes, and I love you. He's like, yeah, da, da, da. He's like, play for me again, huh? Let me think about it. And I'm the same way, right? Where I might be like, let me think about this, right? Maybe you're putting me on the spot, and I'm like, well, I've got we've got this chorus, right? All I hear you say is I love you, and da da da. And I'm like, I don't know how I got to wrap this whole thing up here, whatever.
Right.
And he was like, I don't know, play it one more time. And then he was like, yeah, I can't convince my heart. I can convince my heart, my mind, but I can't convince my heart or whatever. And he's like, and I'm like, fuck. That's perfect. And he's like, sweet, here, let's give a red stripe. All he wanted to do was like, I want to have a beer. Like, this is so weird. But I mean, like, that's just how his mind works, right? He's just like, here you go. And you sit back and you're like, God damn it, you motherfucker. Like,
yeah, he's
just crazy,
man.
I mean, then it's a perfect line to sum up the chorus along with the song. I mean, it was perfect. He's like, you know what? You can have that one, buddy. You can have that one. And then we started getting into Jeff Black, and we had 47 red stripes, and 7 hours later, I'm like, am I gonna leave, or what am I gonna do? Nah, man, stay here. Ashley ain't coming back.
That's great.
Yeah.
It definitely sounds like Gabe.
That's Gabe.
He's a good dude.
Well, you guys got anything coming up? I mean, you're talking about touring and stuff.
Yeah, we're working. So we're going to do a little out-state run through Oklahoma, Missouri, Minnesota. We might try to squeeze in a little either Indiana or Wisconsin stop on the way back.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Playing some cool shows, man. We've gotten into some good venues. Like we're going to do Brewster Street. We're going to headline Brewster Street down in Corpus in June.
Oh, right on.
I mean, this is like we're getting a shot, man. We're getting a shot at some of these places. I hope that we seize the day. You know what I mean? Because we've worked really hard for it. But yeah, we're trying to work on some new music. I've got some new things. The nice thing is now, I say it's nice, right? Is that we've done some songs, right, of other people, which I've always been big into, right? Because I just want to do the best song.
Yeah.
I don't really care if I wrote them or not. I just want to make sure the songs we're doing are the best songs we can do. And my thing is like, if I can do your song, it's going to be a win-win. Because I usually will be like, hey, this is a Sam Barker's song, dude. This is great. And now you got me Sam Baker. See?
Damn it.
Right. You're Sam Baker from now on. That's it.
Stage name.
The thing is,
there's a Sam Baker song,
Baker,
right? Yeah. You know what I mean? And go, have you ever heard of them? No. Well, here's the deal. Go home tonight. Yeah. Put it on.
We do that.
He wrote this song, right? It's a great song. I love it too. We're gonna play it for you. Listen to their songs, right? Go find them, and I'll promote you. We'll all promote each other, and it'll be good for everybody. So now people are sending me stuff. Good stuff, and it's like, all right, man. Like Matt Hillier sending me stuff. Zane from Wilder Blue sent me some good stuff. He was like, I got this little Western swing tune here, and like I like it, but we can't really do anything with it. It just doesn't fit what we do or whatever. But I thought of y'all, and then we listened to it. I'm like, this is awesome. This is great. And I'm like, we need to work this up and just see. Right, a lot of times I'm like, let's just work it up, see how we like it. Let's play it live some here and there. Let's see, and then we'll just go down the road. But I'm always open to saying, hey, like if you got Jimmy Pizzatola just sent me a song.
Nice.
I need to dig into it, right? You know what I mean? And really listen to it and play through it and all. But yeah, I mean, I've told everybody, you know what I mean? They're like, dude, we want songs. Like, do I still want to write songs? 100%. Yeah. Am I the best? No, not so much, right? But I'll tell you, I know what I'm good at, and I know what I'm not good at to a certain extent, right?
No, that's
the problem. Is I hang out with Gabe and all them too much, so sometimes I get off the road.
Look,
and they're like, I don't even know what you're talking about now, and I'm like, dude, neither does Ryan Adams, and it sells millions of records. I don't know. I mean,
true.
You know what I mean? I don't know. Bob Dylan, he didn't really mean anything with all that. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's gibberish stuff.
Right. You know what I mean? I don't know if that works for me or not, but you know what I mean.
It's always hard. It depends on what your filter is, because a lot of it's like, I mean, there's songs we do now that were songs of mine that I threw away, and Kim was like, I like that one. So well, then you sing it. Okay.
And he says it just like that. Well, then you sing it.
And then she does, and it's really good.
I know. Then it's like, people love this song. It's like, shit.
Like now we're stuck
I'd been
with
like,
that
you
one.
wouldn't have liked it if I'd have sang it. I guarantee you that
Right,
much.
yeah, if I
You
sang
didn't
it,
like it when I sang it, but now she sings it.
it'd have been like, great. Yeah, that's a fine song.
Yeah, but we're trying to work on new tunes, right? We're going to keep recording to try. I don't know what the next, sometimes I'm like, let's just record some stuff and then like figure out what it is, right? Is it an album? Is it an EP? Is it singles? Is it nothing?
Right.
We're just going to try to keep recording and keep things going. And like I said, I'm trying to cash in on, we were fortunate enough to win that award, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Right? We've done the radio thing. That we're trying to do everything we can to try to build some buzz, right? Our booking people, you have no buzz. I'm like, I've heard enough about what you can't do.
So tell me what the award is, because I was not.
So we won the Western Swing Band of the Year last year, and it's coming around this year. So now I'm all like, now we got to defend the title, dude. Sure. But we got nominated. It was kind of like a fan voted deal, like, and from what I understand, it's full on a fan voted deal. Because at one point I'm like, is this just because they want like us to sign up for like a cult or like
or mailing list,
or they're gonna like at the end when we get the award, they go in the back room and they sell you a timeshare, and we're like, oh fuck,
got us,
damn it! And they knew we were stupid enough to walk back here, but it was a fan voted thing, and like when we won, like in our category last year, and again, I think it was, God bless their sweethearts. I just think they took anybody that was more roots that they couldn't kind of put into any kind of one category. They kind of put in there, but I mean, it was Billy Mata, who had just passed away. I mean, a legend. Brennan Lee, who's amazing and killing it, by the way. Jody Nix, who's a West Texas legend, a true Western swing West Texas legend. Us, and like, I don't fucking like Asleep at the Wheel. It was something crazy where they're like, hey, yeah, who are these guys? You know what I mean? Like, we all know these are all household names,
right?
But who are those guys? And like when we won it, I was just like, holy crap! Because I'm just like, we're just like, oh, we come to Billy Bob's and hang out at the award show. This is cool.
We're just happy to be here.
1000%, man. We're just happy. This is, man, how freaking crazy is this? And then we win, and we're like, oh shit! And they're like, what do you want to say? And I'm like,
holy crap, you guys, thanks.
Yeah, this is wow. I mean, holy shit. Like, okay.
You like us. You really like us.
Right. Or the check cleared, one of the two, right? But it was a cool deal. I mean, I don't know. You know what I mean? I'm trying not to get into the whole like, I won 5 CMA awards. I mean, but
no,
still,
that's
like,
still
it's
cool,
exciting
man.
when it's a fan voted award, though.
Right? But we're trying to overcome our own shortcomings in terms of how we presented the band and the music, right? Of like, we need some buzz. We need more people to know us, because that's the other thing is like, we've had venues go, hey, we kind of like you guys, right? But like, I don't know that you're going to sell any. How are you going to sell any tickets? And we're kind of like, well,
valid point.
You know what? I mean, why are we focused on all that? Let's focus on the positive. We're really good, and we're gonna have a good time when we come to your venue. But it's helping, right? And we're trying to say, okay, now we need to get everything packaged back up. We need to get out and play as many shows as we can, right, in as many places as we can, and just see what happens. Because I've said, if we can get into certain markets, certain towns, certain good venues, and we get a shot to come through 2 or 3 times, I'm just real excited to see what happens, right? Because that's kind of how our thing grows, right? The first time there's 5 or 6 people, the next time there's 20. If we can keep building, right, we're on. And I'm like, if we come through 3 times within a year and the crowd's not building, okay, fair enough. Like, I'll shake your hand. It's just not working. It's not a good fit.
Yeah, that's what's so crazy. Like, being buds with Whitey Morgan and the 78s. The first time they came through, they played the Do-Si-Do, but the little room.
Yeah.
And like, there was probably 30 people there.
Right.
Come to find out, they talked to the Do-Si-Do. They're like, hey, you guys sold us out of every bit of alcohol and liquor in our venue, but y'all can't come back. Y'all's fans are just too drunk. And so they came back the next time and played Firehouse Saloon. And it was a few more people.
Right.
And then they came back and played Scout Bar. And there was a few more people. And then the next time they came, they played the opening weekend of White Oak Music Hall with Cody Jinks.
Yeah.
And dude, the place was packed.
crushed.
And I don't know if you've ever been to a 78 show. It is like every bit of Waylon Jennings, like straight up 70s.
Rowdy, kind of edgy.
That almost like a disco funk, because they're all from Detroit.
Yeah.
So they're like laying it down. And, then you have Cody Jinks, who's a great singer-songwriter.
Right.
But, man, you talk about like someone turning the fun switch off. Right. Like they just tore it up, and Cody Jinks, and he does great, and it's a
But I'm like, how come Cody Jinks gets to sing his slow, sad, depressing songs is cool, but it's not when we do it?
I know, right?
Man, come on.
It's when you're so big you can't make the judgment call that maybe they should go on last.
Well, dude, there's been plenty of times like when we see bands where I'm like, I don't want to play with that band in front of us. You know what I mean? Like, good luck. Trust me, there's been times where we're like Jerry Lee Lewis style. Follow that motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like, let's go serve it up here. You know what I mean? Like, and especially, again, just getting in front of the people and getting a shot, right?
Right.
Because that's the thing. You just got to get in front of enough people to have a shot. And and if we take our shot and no one's into it, like, that's fine. I'm good with that.
People
that's
seem
fair
like
enough. Like, it's cool. Like, but you know what I mean? I just will be a little sad if we don't ever get a little more of a shot. We're on our way, right? But I want to get a good shot.
But I mean,
we take a good swing at it and we miss, so what?
But so far it's worked really well. I mean, you guys, like you said, you did it in Houston, and now it's translated really well in Austin.
Yeah.
And that's a hard market to get into.
Well, but that bar is a fucking machine, bro.
You're talking White Horse?
Yeah, it's a machine, man.
Oh, yeah.
And again, we've done okay at Sagebrush, right? Which is more of your Austin local crowd, but it's a harder, Austin local, man. You better get, if you're not aligned with the right, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got to get in with the right people and do the right thing. And then like the scene kind of moves in around you. It's not that we've done bad there, but I think when we fit so well at the White Horse, if you're coming from, no matter where you're coming from, if you want to have the White Horse experience, we will be perfect to give it to you.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Of what you want to hear in there, especially if you're from out of town or something, you're like, the facade of what is this?
Yes.
Like, boom, right? You put us in there and a lot of the other type of bands they have in there, and then bam, it's like the perfect, it's almost like fish in a barrel to a certain extent, right? It's like, as long as y'all just don't screw this up,
right?
This place is popping, it's rowdy. But the more I talk to Busty there, he's always been like, look, you guys, we have heavier crowds. I know there are people that come for sure to see you guys.
Yeah.
And the people that are excited, there's buzz around the bar. We hear things around town. Oh, yeah, they're going to come. We're going to go over there and check that out. You guys should check them out. They're great.
Well, that's kind of the deal. I think I always feel the same way, to selling with our band or anything egotistical, but it's just getting people to see it. And then, we never really have audiences that are like, oh, that sucked afterwards. It's always like, dude, like, hell yeah. Then they'll come out to another show or they'll do that. It's just really, man, getting those people, and, no one's going to come out to y'all's show and go like, yeah, well, maybe next time.
I don't think I've ever heard that as the Broken Spokes. Yeah, they're okay.
Well, but it's about what we do, right? If you can't connect with what we do, which again, luckily a lot of people have, right?
Oh, yeah.
But I mean, dude, trust me, there's been times where we're playing and the lady's like, play Strawberry Wine, and I'm like, look, lady, I've told you 4 times, and you seem like a nice lady, and I'm sure you're on vacation over here doing something, and your husband seems like a miserable person. But if I don't know the song, and I'm not a girl, and we're just not gonna play it.
Right.
I'm like, take your fucking $20 out of the tip jar and fuck off. And you know what I mean? And it's like, we've had plenty of those times. You know what I mean? Where I'm like, all right, dude, like we're not gonna get along. And they're like, well, this is just, they're not gonna play any. You don't play any Skynyrd or any. They want a cover band, because sometimes, and I'm like, no, we're not a cover band. Oh. Like, well, I'm not into it. Which, okay, move on.
Oh yeah, but it was never gonna be for them. So it's
yeah.
I mean, we've had plenty of times, like our sad bastard singer-songwriter, folk rock, alt country stuff, whatever you want to call it. And it's like, hey, man, you know any Toby Keith? It's like, what have you heard so far that would give you
like, I know of Toby Keith. I don't know that I know any songs. And that's the other thing. Like, let me educate you if you're another person that goes out to shows, especially smaller bar club shows. It's okay, unless you have been told specifically it's not okay, which some people will tell you, to say, hey, in the appropriate time, which would be in between a song when the person is not, the singer or whoever you're trying to talk is not talking to anyone else. It's in between a song. If you approach and you go, hey, can you ask for engagement? I know my nodding doesn't translate on podcast radio, but you do it in a respectful way, and you say, hey, I heard the song. Do you know anything? And if they say, oh, no, I know that. No, I don't know any of that. You say, oh, man, I love it. It's great. Thank you, man. I love what you're doing. Keep doing it. You're good. But like, just because you put money, like, we're not a jukebox.
Right.
Now, there are, like, go to the piano bar. That's like what that is, right?
Out the
and
moon.
there might be some some like, God damn it, Dale Watson. Like, I can't do what you do and stand up there. That dude takes requests from the audience, no matter where he is. There is no set list. He just takes requests from the audience and they play it. Whatever they say, they play it.
That's a power move right there, man.
I know. I'm like, dunk on me. You can't dunk on us any harder than that.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I can't do that. We can't do that.
Damn it, Dale.
It'll be a total disaster. And I don't know how you've just done it so long. You're a master of your craft of what you're doing here, right? And he kills it, and it's great, and it works for him. But it doesn't work for us. I would just say, like, understand we're not a jukebox, right?
Kind of breaks the flow for me, man. Like I've been to shows like that where it's like, what do you hear? What do you hear? And then by the time that they pick out a song through the noise, it's like, okay, cool. Like
And sometimes I'll go, oh man, we don't know that, but we know this. I got for you. Well, I'm gonna do one by that artist, right?
Yeah.
I don't know that Fair and Young song, but we know this Fair and Young song. How about we do a Fair and Young? I don't know that. And they're like, yeah. And if you're nice and you're good about it, okay, great. But it's like if we don't know Green Snakes on the Ceiling, and
that's a great song, by the way,
and that ruins your evening.
Why
are you putting that on me? Like, come on, man, don't let that ruin your evening. Come on, like,
your evening was already gonna be ruined.
Just listen to it on the way home,
because your chances of going into a country bar and hearing a band perform that song, good luck.
Well, and again, maybe I'm screwing up, but then they're like, well, this is sacrilege. You get those people too, right? You're not playing, you don't play Silver Wings. I'm like, no, we're not going to play Silver Wings. We're not going to play it.
It was done really well the first time.
Well, and plus, like, again, we're not trying to be like every standard, right?
Right.
We're trying not to kind of do that either, right? Because again, then you pigeonhole into like, I'm just a dance hall band that plays standards for dance halls, and we're
a country wedding band.
Yeah. Well, and again, we've done some weddings, but I'm like, bro, I hope you like what we do. Because exactly. This is all we do. So, like, if you like that, that's okay. But, like, we're not doing Brick House. We're not doing the Electric Slide. We're just not doing any of that. And I'm like, if you want
I don't know Cupid Shuffle.
Right. If you want to have a DJ, and we'd say, we'll do a little set. The DJ does, and then you get it all. That's fine. If you want to just have your phone with a playlist on it, I will plug it into the PA, and we will play it while we're on a break. You know what I mean? Whatever you want, but we're not, just understand what we are and what we aren't, because I don't want to have to tell your Aunt Sally to fuck off, like, after she's asked me 17 times to play Purple Rain. We're not playing Purple Rain.
That's what we did at Clay's wedding. It was like, we'll play a set, and then I have this thing where my phone will connect via Bluetooth to this PA speakers we're bringing, and we'll put on a Spotify wedding shuffle for the next hour.
We'll play whatever songs you want to hear.
That way everyone gets what they want.
That's fair.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay, great. And you know what? It worked out perfect.
Yeah.
They got 2 hours of music. One was us playing. One was the best of the wedding shuffles and all that.
Right.
People got
Everyone
to dance.
wins. I want to go outside and drink a beer anyways.
Exactly. I need a break. So it's perfect.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Yeah.
No, this was fun. I appreciate you guys. I'm glad you guys wanted to talk to us.
Oh, hell yeah, man.
Hell yeah.
This is cool. I like what you guys are doing. I think this is important. I hope more people start spreading the word and listening, and support
really
live
good,
music, local music, and like I said, go out of your way and find something new. You know what I mean? Try something new.
And like anything, we always name drop a bunch of people, so it's always like, go out and listen to everyone we talk about.
Yeah.
Check it out.
I could give you a list 18 miles long. And again, I know that you probably won't take my word for it, because I just told you earlier that you're probably going to hate the music that I like, but I like normal stuff too.
But
that
it's
you
there.
that you can understand.
But no, I think it was great, man. I appreciate you coming over. Like driving all the way across from the breath
Austin.
of
He lives in
Houston.
Austin.
That's right. No, I live in Houston. I do. Yeah, I do. Yeah, well, most people say San Antonio.
Well, yeah, that's what I
most of my
say.
friends call it San Antonio. It's because it's I-10, so
he
they call
lives
it
in East
San
San
Antonio.
Antonio. That's what.
Oh,
you
you
from
from
Katy?
So
Yeah, I
far.
live in Katy.
Oh, okay.
And then
But I work here, not far from downtown. So
then
my day
Spring
job.
and stuff, South Dallas.
Yeah,
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, they usually say, I don't
Well,
want
and
to go to
Dallas
San
is just
Antonio.
Oklahoma. Right.
Oh man.
Oh man. Well, again, man, thanks for coming. It was good to talk to you and get
this was fun.
learn everything about you.
Hell yeah.
Can't go back now.
No, it's all recorded, so we don't retract anything.
You can put a lot of this in the vault, you know what I mean? And just
Right.
like,
We'll go
you
through.
can just edit through and be like, at the end, I listen to it and be like, man, that's a cohesive, good conversation. Golly, good job, man.
I think
That was
you're
a
gonna-
hell of an editing job.
Damn.
That actually makes sense.
I will say all these damn A&M boys coming on here, like this is 100% going to be a 2-parter.
Yeah.
Just because,
Yeah.
like, the Aggies talk.
They talk.
We do.
All right, man. We'll see y'all next time, dude. Thanks for coming in. Go listen to Broken Spokes. Don't blow it.
Yeah.
And they're actually going to be coming up here in a second. So here on the podcast, give them a listen.
Bye.
All right, bye.
All right, y'all. We hope you liked that second part of our interview with Brent McLennan. We were really excited that it went so long. We got so much good information out of it, man. Broken Spokes really are one of our favorite local bands here in Houston. We hope all y'all listening out there really enjoy it. If you're not in Houston, keep an eye out, man. Like I said, they're going on tour. There's lots of shows coming up. They're worth seeing. I mean, they're just some great players, good songwriters, man. Really good stuff. We hope you enjoy it. Now, if you like the podcast, please share the podcast with a friend. If you like the Broken Spokes, go follow them on all your social media. Follow them on all your streaming services. Give them some support, man. It really helps. As always, those are the best ways you can help us reach new listeners. Now we're going to leave you with the song that we used as a bumper. This one's called All I Hear You Say. We'll be back next week with Miss Trish Cramblett of Trish Cramblett and the Bad Habits. And then we'll be heading in the next week with our 20th episode where we'll talk about our most influential albums. And we're going to bring in our good friends Grifters and Chills from episode 2 to discuss that with us, man. I hope y'all have a good one. We'll see you next week with Trish. Later.
Everyone, they know the story. They've seen it time and time again. If only they had the heart to tell me what I know but choose not to see. Your wandering eyes, they never settle. Your arms reach for a different man each night. I wish I had the strength to listen, but your lips, they tell the sweetest lies. All I hear you say is I love you. It's music to my ears every time. All I hear you say is I love you. I believe it with my heart, but not my mind. You now have my full attention. I hang on every word you say. Lean in close so I can hear you, but only 3 little words are clear. All I hear you say is I love you. It's music to my ears every time.